Hey everybody, this is You Fix It Garage. I'm Rusty, and it's always my goal to help you save money by doing things yourself. I'm out here today and I'm doing a short review of the Summit Hydraulics third function for this Kubota VX23S tractor. Some of the tips and modifications on the install that may help you out if you decide to go with this third function kit. And I'm also going to talk about this Armstrong Ag grapple that I've got on the front of the tractor. If you have one of these little tractors, you know, as far as compact or subcompact tractors go, the VX23S is like the Swiss Army knife of tractors. And to get the full benefit out of it, I think a grapple is a must-have, in my personal opinion. So I went with Summit Hydraulics because it was less money than the Kubota kit or the Land Pride kit, and I didn't mind installing it myself. And same thing with the Armstrong Ag grapple on the front. It was less expensive than the other grapples out there, and it does the same thing. So let's get into this. All right, let me talk briefly about this Summit Hydraulics kit. It is made specifically for this VX23S, the one that I ordered. Just make sure you order the one for your model number of tractor, because that will determine the length of the hoses. The rest of the kit is pretty generic, but the length of the hoses, where they connect, that'll make a difference. Now, when you get ready to put this thing on, the instructions are pretty good. It just mounts right down here on the front of the tractor. It may help to pull your bucket and all that off the tractor in order to get to here. I left mine on when I did it, but it certainly would be easier to go ahead and disconnect everything if you want to. So once you get this black mount on right here, then you just mount your valves right here. This is an electric valve, and it's got two lines coming out the bottom. One's an input line, one's a return line. Two lines coming out the top. Again, one's a pressure line, one's a return line. And then it has an electric wire basically that runs back, and it connects in with your joystick for your dump on your tractor. So those are the things that have to be connected. Now, I went with Summit Hydraulics, one, because of the cost, but two, because it connects on the same side of the tractor. Everything stays on one side of the tractor. So the Kubota and the Land Pride mount on the opposite side of the tractor, and they require you to run the lines underneath the tractor when you run those hydraulic lines. And underneath the tractor, there's the drive shaft and a lot of stuff. That's not a lot of space, and I didn't want to have to fight that, so I went with this one to mount on the same side of the tractor. One thing you need to know is that the bracket that they give you for up front for mounting those lines does not work with this tractor, in my opinion. I couldn't figure out a way to mount it where the lines wouldn't get kinked or messed up or whatever, and so I'm going to show you how I mounted mine on the front. And maybe you want to do something similar. So up here on the front, they provide you a bracket and some U-bolts, and it's supposed to bolt around here, and it holds these lines right here over in this direction. I couldn't figure out, because of this quick detach lever and mechanism in here, how to get it mounted where it wasn't in a bind, and also where when I lifted the tractor up and down, those lines weren't coming in contact or getting messed up right in here. So what I did is I took that bracket, I kind of beat it out flat. It's got two holes in it already right here, and I just welded it to the top of this arm. There's nothing underneath this arm right there that you're going to hurt, and so I just put I just welded those holes up, and that gave me a good solid mount. And then I ran my line right down the top and to my other lines and right back here, and now everything kind of moves together. And if I decide to take this off, I just unclip those right there, and the whole thing comes off the front of the tractor. Another thing that you're going to need to realize if you go with the Summit Hydraulics is that these connections right here could be different from whatever implement that you're using. So if you're using say a Land Pride grapple, it's not going to have the same connection as the Summit Hydraulics. So I had to buy some new connections out here to make it work with this grapple. This is not a Land Pride, but it didn't match. So I had to redo those connections on there. It's not a big deal. you're looking at probably 20 or 30 bucks to put different connections on there. But that's something you need to be aware of. If you want everything to just match up and be plug and play, go with the Kubota or the Land Pride. So for the third function to work, it's an electronic valve, and that valve is controlled by 2 buttons. In the Summit kit, you're going to get this new head for your control arm up here. It's got a wire that runs down it, and that wire controls these 2 buttons, which controls your third function to open and close. So I just replaced this, obviously ran it down, and I ran it through the boot and into the tractor. Now you can run that, you have to have 12 volt power to make all this work, and you can run it all the way up and connect it straight to the battery, but these Kubota tractors already come pre-wired for a third function. And so right underneath here there is a stub out for a wire, and it's got a little, just basically a waterproof cap on it. You pull that off, and the Summit kit doesn't plug directly into it, but you can splice into it right there, and that's going to give you power for this. And it's already fused in the fuse box, so you don't have to run those wires all the way under the tractor. You can just do them right here under the wheel. Okay, we're over here on the right hand side of the tractor. You can watch a video from Summit Hydraulics that goes over the installation, but it's not tractor specific, and it left me scratching my head a little bit, so I want to cover a couple things over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to jack up your tractor, take this tire off. You don't have to remove this inner fender or any of that. You can do this without doing it. But you've got the 2 lines that run from your valve up there to the back. One of them is what they call the Power Beyond line. It's the pressure side of the line, and one of them is the return line. And it's marked on the valve. Your instructions will tell you which one is which. But connecting them back here is where I was unsure, and so I'm going to show you where mine are connected. So your Power Beyond is right there. If you can see it, there's going to be a line connected right there. That's the Power Beyond connection, and it's going to route up into here, and that's the return right there. That top, not the bottom one, the top one. And so you're going to take it loose here. You're going to take it loose there, and it comes out. You don't need that line anymore. And then the one line connects right there to the Power Beyond, and then the other one, go ahead and put this 90 on it before you install it, and that way I say you don't have to take this loose, and it just connects right here. And you can do it, it's a little cumbersome up under there, but you can do it without removing all this other stuff. That'll save you a lot of time. And then the other thing that was hard for me to find, I knew it was here, but I couldn't find anything online about where is the power for the third function. These come pre-wired, and it was just dangling right here. There was a little line right here, and it had a cap on it, and that was 12 volt power that just terminated right there. And it's already fused up in the fuse box. It's already labeled third function, and so you just take that cap off of it. I cut it and kind of pulled the wires down below where I could get to them a little easier. I put some heat shrink tubing, soldered them together, and then put a bunch of electrical tape on it, and then tucked it all back up underneath there. That it supplies power to my kit. So I'll show you now where I routed the lines underneath the tractor, how I routed them from there to there. So starting at the valve right there, those lines just run down, and they come up underneath the tractor here, and you see where I've run them out right there. There's 2 lines running back, and I just kept them on top of those other hydraulic lines, these hard lines, and I zip tied them really well with some heavy duty zip ties, and I came all the way down, and here's the electrical line. You can see it, that black line right there. That is the electric that runs up to the valve, and I ran everything all the way back, again just keeping it up out of the way and zip tied above everything, and right back to the back there where I just showed you. Pretty simple. I've seen online where people have complained about these lines being too long. I didn't find that to be the case. I found that they were just the right length. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is this Grapple. This Grapple is made by Armstrong Ag. They're down in Brenham, Texas. And I live up in the northern part of Texas, but I found a local dealer that had this one in stock. This particular one is, I believe, a 48 inch, maybe 30. Well, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's made for a subcompact tractor. And it's got the quick detach on it that already works with the Kubota BX23, the newer model BX23S tractor. And I've put this thing through a lot of use. I don't really try and abuse my equipment, but I'm not afraid to use it either. So if I'm using something and it breaks, then it is what it is. I don't baby stuff. And so I've been very happy. I haven't bent anything with it. I've lifted some really heavy logs that I was surprised this tractor would manage with it. So I'm real happy with it. Now the downside to it, it's probably not built quite as heavy as some of them, but that could be a positive or a negative because it's lighter than some of the other competitors. And so that makes it, your lifting capacity is a little bit more because you're not lifting as much weight because of your grapple. Another downside to it is they didn't put any grease certs in these pivot points. And so you've got 3 pivot points here that you got to pull the bolts out to grease them. I don't really like that too much. I wish there was a grease cert in each one of them. But really realistically, that's going to take a long time to wear out. So I'm not too worried about that. There are grease certs here where the hydraulic cylinder is, so I can keep that greased and lubed up. And I've been super happy with this thing. It works really good. It was, I want to say, about $500 less than any of the other competitors that I could find. And so that's why I went with it, and I've been real happy with it. All right, so that's all there is to installing the third function on your tractor. It's really not that hard. I think anybody with reasonable tools and skills can do this job. The most confusing part is where to connect the hydraulic lines, and we've gone over that. So I think you should be good to go. If you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. And thank you guys for watching.